Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Propagandacast Total War episode. Age of Charlemagne. The Emirate of Cordoba continues. We'll have to give this army a bit of rest. The infantry has suffered quite bravely. I don't think I quite keep pushing them like I have for the time being. Even the cavalry has seen better days. So I think we shall leave it to the other army here, though that's going to pose a bit of an issue on its own. Particularly since I can't immediately leave Ergel. The other option, of course, is the other army, which I'm currently in the process of moving towards here, so that rather leaves me in a slightly tricky situation. Of course, another entirely different option is just to raise an additional army, which would still take some time. So I suppose I'll have to risk losing Ergel. I could just wait a turn, I suppose. Hopefully, hope these guys get back. I might throw in some Berber spearmen, since they can eventually be turned into the mighty Berber warriors anyways. I just switch them out. So the campaign continues. Barcelona is almost ready to crumble like a wet paper bag. And the kingdom of Asturias keeps sailing about, endlessly repeating in the navy, as they're doing ever more hopelessly insane. Army being raised. We got the Duchy of Provence moving in there. We still got the army sneaking about there. If we want to go to war with them, I actually have to shift an army all the way down there just for dealing with that army that's running about there. Bloody annoying. Right, that looks a bit better there. Most of the troops sort of in decent combat condition. I should be able to take care of the army out in the open here, to be honest. Nope, actually, not quite. Not quite. They actually haven't hired any spear. In fact, they've gone for a bunch of mercenaries, a bunch of cavalry, and some Andalusian infantry. Of course, other troops nearby will provide support. Either way, we'll be going in there. We shall, with our superior troops and superior numbers. The Fists of Cordoba? Hang on. Of course, that's a bit what happens when they don't quite think through the army names in some sense. They just have, different name. The Fists of Cordoba. Wait, we're Cordoba. They're not. Why are they calling themselves the Fists of Cordoba? I do not know, my lord. And do not look at me. So, let's have at it, shall we? Cavalry. I shall try and deal with them before the reinforcements arrive. Of course, they do have quite a bit of Andalusian infantry, which is probably going to be sort of one of the more tricky bits there. Not well armoured, but decently. They got decent melee attack damage and, of course, melee defense. They could give me quite a headache. Plus, of course, they got reinforcements, include archers, some more infantry actually, slingers, Berber spearmen, levies, and of course some warriors. There we go. Under Charlemagne. They're definitely also going to be a bit of a headache, so the trick is basically sort of get there perhaps before they can sort of do anything with it. Or at least make too much trouble. Go there, some more Umayyad Guard cavalry. All the heavy chaps. There you go, they're reacting to the threat of my heavy cavalry. Which in this case does include the Umayyad cavalry of my own. Looks like they're rejoining, so in this case I wasn't quite fast enough. I mean, I could have rushed in my cavalry since they had very little sort of anti-cavalry. That's a bit of an opportunity missed. Still, this should have them a bit more worried with the pressure I'm applying. Right, start shooting, chaps. Go. Excellent. Just strike into their flanks. There we go, they got pummeled a bit there by some javelins. They're just there to... Well, one's going to deal with their skirmishers because they could otherwise decimate me quite severely. Okay, that's one cavalry unit down.
And running for their lives.
Oh dear, that was one of the heavy cavalry units suffering a bit too much there.
He refuses to admit defeat. Their unit has rallied.
It's a bit unfortunate.
Melee cavalry! Melee infantry ready! Quick march!
Oh, things are getting a bit chaotic already, but still getting some damage in here. It's rather unfortunate. My armoured cavalry is suffering a bit more than I'd like it to. There we go though, there we go. The spearmen are breaking apart. Or swordsmen actually, which is even better. You lot there. Move up there, trying to break apart their main army. Well, the rest of it. The armoured cavalry in this case wasn't quite in full condition, and I might have just rushed a bit too far ahead there before the rest were ready. It's not too good.
The enemy general is fallen.
Ooh, dead already. I guess that might have been the Umayyad Guard cavalry that got a few holes punched into them. I'm just down to now actually 2 units of armoured cavalry. The rest have basically given up or been utterly annihilated to the point where not even their mothers could recognise them. The poor bastards. Losses being inflicted on the Berber light cavalry, in this case rather heavily outnumbered. Things are collapsing rapidly along the front line now. Chaos is afoot. Not that kind of chaos, the less heretical kind. There you go, firing into the rear here. Oh, that's the armoured ones. Oh, they broke up as well. Remember, they are not disciplined despite being armoured troops, which doesn't. There we go. That rather looks like GG. Another victory. Yeah, I think I'm losing some. Placed them once I've done sort of fighting Barcelona, but still that kind of sucks. Yep, that's 2 units of armoured cavalry gone.
Ready for orders.
And with that, things are only moderately actually easier. Apparently I didn't do enough damage there. Go. And here... Well... In this case I think I'll leave a guardhouse. That should free up here. So I'll strike in from the north. Here we shall set up the... what the hell was I planning? Ah yes, up top and another Hall of Justice. Out of curiosity, how is Provence sort of towards me? Alright, again, they're defensive. They're not happy though. Definitely have to watch about that army, but so far I'm just dealing with a Barcelona. I am kicking in some doors and knocking out some heads. Still, once I've done that, it's pretty much all of Spain except for some provinces I need to rebuild, but that hardly counts as fighting. And basically means I will get a pretty solid economic base for further taking on things. A quick attack here against Tarragona, moving in the navy as well. A quick desperate attack here. The garrison I think is in no... Holy moly! That's quite the navy there. I definitely got no chance versus that. That's a lot of marines. Pretty solid ones too. And they don't even take the town, which indicates the AI as well, at least they are aware they can't quite hold it. So they don't actually, I mean they're just trying to make things more miserable for me, but that just means now their capital is even less defended. Means I can actually take it easier, along with the rest they have. So that's, well, good for me really. I don't mind them making the job easier. It's, yeah, pretty quickly over. Well, that Barcelona has fallen. War weariness briefly increased then decreased. Whoa. Striking forwards. And there we go.
We fight for you, my lord.
I mean, they have some armies
My
left,
lord.
but that's it really. The rest is basically a lost cause.
It is an honor to serve you.
Quite the lost cause. Oh, it was a Bimaris then, actually, they're not a Mactab right away.
A rested mind is a
We can always take care of the rest afterwards. Do we have enough other things to do with corruption? There we go. Another Hall of Justice. True justice is financial justice. And on the seventh day, God said, "Have good order in your ledgers, or I'm going to have to get really cross with you." Wow, they're really being aggressive about that town. We might actually try and take it now. Yup. Desperate attempt there. Oh, shall we take it? Also suffering a bit there from some separatists, it seems like.
ready for battle. None will escape.
There we go. Hopefully that's the navy gone. Otherwise we're going to get another one singing in the navy while
Ready for order.
hopelessly sailing about. With that, there's very little left for them.
My lord.
Tiny army somewhere, and I think
Forgive
that's
me,
it
but we
really.
cannot.
Drink. Tub. Repair. That's food. Not really much there, so let's set up a trading post, and let's do the same here, just to increase the province's overall wealth. Valencia's looking pretty good too. Johnny good that we can upgrade to a winery down there in Cartagena for more wine. In vino veritas, as they say.
My lord.
Oh, tradition. Oh, more melee attack is always good. And after that we can build up there. Get things sorted out properly. They're really determined. Just keep up that in the Navy marathon sing along. Desperately refusing to yield to the might of the Emirate. It looks like the Duke there of Provence is finally figuring out which way's home. Sorry. I got lost, you know. I'm not good at sea.
We fight for you, my lord.
There we go. Terms of Berber training, and of course this gives me access to the madrasa, which means even more research, plus Imperium. But overall that just means I can sort of really just take advantage of the fact, again, the Emirate of Cordoba can just get this massive research rate bonus. Absolutely massive, just huge. They have one natural, of course, just again the buildings are essentially another sort of research bonus.
Ready for orders. My lord.
There we go, they need a little break there. At least soon enough we'll need one. Marked up there, Bimaristan, can't build that yet, I don't really need it. Build a mosque there to help build the public order. girl is reasonably well defended
At your service.
against any naughty threats that would dare to oppose me. But almost 10,000 per turn, that's pretty good, despite having some rather expensive armies. It's not like I'm doing a lot of trade because I've pretty much killed my trade partners. Because quite frankly, it wasn't worth it. But please, trade is valuable. Yeah, not really. There we go, slowly making good progress there. Can build up that province pretty rapidly once we're sort of really going. Can also overpass it there. Here as well. Setting up a trade bazaar. Hopefully this should have a nice influence on corruption. Oh, just a bit. Just a bit.
Ready for orders.
Those guys seem to have caught the plague.
For honor
And they're
great
raiding.
glory.
Hedonist.
So be it. Put your wives and children to the sword, and save them from slavery at our hands.
That's the first time. Whoa! Really? I've played this quite a bit now, and that's the first time I've seen any of these three traits. Wow!
Victory! Wipe them out!
And they're all just a separatist. How did he even become one? He sounds like absolutely awful. I'm even surprised he could pull it off. I mean, who even elects him then as the leader?
March!
Come on, useless Maximus. You are the one chosen to lead us to a better world. Are you sure? Yes. Are you really sure? Yes. Really? Yes. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what to call him except useless Maximus, since I don't think I ever recall seeing his name, but you get the gist. Man's not exactly the best or the brightest. Or really, that's the first time I've seen any of these three traits. And then on the same leader. That's amazing.
We want you as friends of our people.
Sure. Alright, Dutch is finally finding its way out. That's the ticket. Troops out and such. I think we shall shift you back there to rebuild your other military elements, particularly the cavalry, which is definitely needed an improvement. Here, making progress. Get the mouse down up there. Sort of deal with Santander and its iron mine there. This is giving us quite the headache there in terms of well, sanitation, which is hardly fun. Just give up. I mean, I could build a navy to deal with them, but yes, it'll be a waste of effort and time. Apparently we're good friends now. Not going to entirely buy it, but you know.
My lord, it's a great and glorious thing to fight for our cause. Ready for battle.
Looking good there, closing in on the Berber warriors. Guess there's a few other Mactas we can upgrade to madrasas. The more the merrier, as they say. Plenty of enlightenment in the Emirate of Cordoba, that's for sure. Guessing we're getting close to the level 5. Yes, indeed. Very close. So a few more turns passing before we then strike against the Duchy of Provence. As armies get ready, I think I'll just sort of wait until we have the Berber warriors. Then we shall strike like steel thunder.
Ready for orders. Ready for battle.
There we go. That's an entire province set up. Watermill to get more resources out of that province.
Ready for orders.
This should look pretty good as well. Well, I guess we could actually go to war with the Duchy of Gascony as well. I mean, might as well. Been a bit of a cakewalk, so I suppose I might as well try and make things a bit more tricky.
Fight for you, my lord.
A bit more interesting. Once we got the Berber warriors ready, that is. So unless they suddenly pull out some really heavily armoured armies, they should actually be in pretty good condition to deal with them, thanks to having a lot of armoured spearmen, which should rather comfortably take care of most of their, I am assuming, non-armoured spearmen and their cavalry, plus of course the armoured cavalry.
Europe was broken, led astray by false prophets, and torn apart by the petty whims of its myriad kings. The people were trapped under the yoke of
war. See one band of this. There you go. I become the Caliphate of Cordoba as well now. Of course, we shall continue until we at least take a nice chunk out of France and gain ourselves a long victory as well.
At your command.
So do not worry, dear viewers. Do not worry.
On the move, my lord.
It seems like viewership on this series has dropped a lot, which might lead me to consider perhaps not continuing after once we're done with the Emirate of Cordoba, unless there's a sudden burst of interest. Since it's starting to get really, really low to the point, I really have to wonder if it's worth the effort. Not that I don't enjoy doing it, but you know, even then, you know, when there's like almost only 100 at times watching this, it's, you know. Another madrasa. And then another governor. Actually, I'll wait a bit because up ahead there's a pretty valuable province in terms of just, well, fertility and wine and all that, so that should make for some pretty good resources. There we go, Berber training. We'll try for this next.
At your command.
And there we go. Berber warriors.
My lord.
Berber warriors.
At your command.
Oh, they're puppet state. Well, guess I was going to fight them both anyways.
My lord.
Works perfectly, doesn't it? Well, they're clearly not much of a threat there. Right through the stomach and out through the back. I mean, good lord, just look at this Caliph. Caliph.
Ready for orders.
Now, it's Gascony here that's really good. I mean, it's bountiful. It's got 2 wine sort of bits there. That's a lot of money. striking at Narbonne next. We do have an army nearby.
Ready for further orders.
Alright, they do have a bit there. They got some mercenaries. They got a lot of skirmishers though. Oh, time to fight, shall we? Forwards, men. Forwards, ever forwards. 2,000 finest troops here the Duchy of Provence could ever pull out. At least I hope not, because it's a impressive levy army with nothing else to really build it up with. Compared to this, numerous armoured spearmen ready to take on any foe. And some slingers and other bits. And of course they have a mighty armoured cavalry. A bit going on there.
These walls will not stop us.
Riders, advance!
The enemy approaches.
Some light bowmen.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Right, they got a very large army in from the rear. I guess we're going to have to deal with that first in some senses. I wasn't expecting them to actually attack from there. I guess the AI just decided, you know, this is going to be a great position, my lord. Will the enemy attack from the rear?
Our general is under attack.
Could you at least check? No. Great.
Fire on the enemy.
So I have to like handle several battles at the same time. This is the 2,000 large force. Yeah, this could be a bit tricky. Right, you go in after them, try to at least catch them. In this case, I'm basically banking on being able to sort of wipe him out before the rest of the army there appears. Which at least make it a bit easier to concentrate. They can just focus on flanking. Charging force there. Try not to get bogged up in association with nasty things. Keep pushing. Yeah. Also got to strike that there. Javelin men. Now that I think about it. Apparently an order to attack is not an order to attack. There you go, my cow is getting absolutely shredded there by the javelin men, but gets better than other guys. There's the mercenary spearmen. So I basically have to manage a battle here, a battle there, and a battle there. This isn't straightforward, that's for sure. There's every chance of a slight mistake. There you go. That's basically that general that is dead. I still kind of wish, you know, they wouldn't count, you know, all the generals, just the general. But again, at the same time, it just seems to be a bit random if sort of other troops are affected. It feels like. Alright, that is that. Once that is done with, we shall strike at the skirmishers. We should have to pelt them instead. Suffering a bit of resistance here due to some spearmen, but also I think skirmishers. Strike at the skirmishers, hunt them down, punish them.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
That would be the levies. The not so great spearmen I've got left.
We are at your command. Quickly now.
Infantry's making some progress, though some have suffered quite severely. I'm guessing due to some skirmishers, those evil men. Armoured cavalry's doing
Enemy
pretty well.
units have been rallied. Our men are rallying. They're not done yet.
Struggling to gain control due to the presence of enemy infantry, I guess. Not particularly helping one out.
Infantry ready. Advance at speed.
I mean, I'm killing them, but I'm also getting killed in the process.
Engage! For glory! Swift rider!
The men are running. Stand and fight, damn you!
There we go. Skirmishes are largely broken. That was that 2,000 man strong force completely
For honor!
annihilated.
Waiting order.
Actually deal with them, they might actually get back up, cause more trouble. The fields littered with corpses. I have so far, I think, lost 1,000. They have lost 2,000, if not more. They're still losing 1,000 man. Is not particularly good.
Orders, my lord. Forward! Forward!
Still. There we go. There we go.
Spears!
That was the Northern Army. The 2,000 man strong army completely broken.
Spears! At the ready! Spears!
Now we turn our attention to the town itself, the town proper.
At the ready.
That's not exactly going fully well for us. Alright. So, the town itself has managed to lit itself on fire. That's impressive. Gascony, what are you doing? You were not supposed to light the town on fire. Oh? Pardon.
Are at your command.
Or something like that now.
The men are broken and are fleeing.
My Provence accent isn't quite as strong as it could be. Let's just put it like that.
Wait your orders. Advance at speed. Riders at the double.
Gonna have to wait until the infantry gets there, and some of the infantry is not exactly in a good condition to keep fighting, particularly the infantry has seen better days.
Orders, my lord.
Which means it's rather down to the cavalry to somehow break through this.
Forward.
Which is also looking a bit doubtful.
Orders, my lord.
Perhaps I should have... I mean, I'd have
Unit has used all available
been quicker to notice
ammunition.
the Propaganda could have acted and not pushed my troops in to allow me to focus better on that and then focus better on the other thing. Instead it was just like, oh dear, there's an army there too, this isn't good.
What are your
They
orders?
just sort of got thrown into it. Straight in there. So the spearmen, they were basically to preoccupy the other cavalry.
Advance at speed.
I'll see if I can't stack the units on top of this, so at least take the tower quickly, suffer minimal losses, or minor anyways, well, relatively minor.
We are at your command. Engage. Forward.
There we go. Almost secured.
What are your orders? For glory! Melee cavalry ready!
Forward! We have destroyed the enemy tower. Pirates!
Right, pushing through. There, skirmishers desperately in the most feeble manner trying to assist the push through the streets, the ever so narrow streets. Other skirmishers, they're not doing too well. Got the skirmishers pushing forward, swarm them with what we got left. Blood everywhere. Right, somehow my armoured cavalry's not doing too much there to, the skirmishers, despite, being pretty tough bastards who's together probably got close to 700 kills.
What are your orders?
It seems like they're gone. Back here at least with the general. Not No, just a barricade. That's going to be pretty difficult to do with those skirmishes.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
There you go. One sword infantry unit broken down. There you go. Got them. Got them. Yay. Finally got this. So many men have fallen to take this small part of the town. And it is done. It is ours. It's mine, but you know. Strike forwards gloriously. Just flank them. Let's get this over with. Having all day to deal with these in the back gardens here. Charging up. There we go. Finally broke them. Finally.
What are your orders?
Seems like the Provence resistance is dropping sharply. Right, you go after them. Haven't got all day for this.
The enemy have rallied their units.
Take on the remainders of the Levy Spearmen.
Units have been discovered.
The rest of you move up to support the push here. Go. The Levy is putting up a brave front against the Berber warriors. But it's, you know, armoured in chainmail or whatever versus shirts. Bit of a foregone conclusion. I thought you're supposed to attack them, not stare at their shirts. Just hunt them down, let's finish it.
Forward! Orders! Fight!
Swift rider!
Got the light skirmishers caught. Archer the first one to catch them. With tiny knives and small shields, the defence is enacted. It's not really looking good, and the general's just sort of sitting back, refusing to join in the fun. Come on, forwards. And you there, break, would you? Still a spirited defensive of the Nova Spearmen. And of course the Christians along can at last, as they see their men gutted before them.
Cavalry! Forward! Raise the banner! Back, withdraw! Our men run from the enemy! This is
There we
shameful.
go. Broken, they retreat. Rather than the archers are better weaponry, they simply can't deal with the Berber warriors. If they had axed warriors, you know, they might be able to pull it off for something better, but all they got are spears. Quite impressed. Oh, there we go. Finally broke through. Starting to wonder.
Forward!
Are
Our
we
men
going
are
to
breaking up!
get dealt with it? Go. Desperately
Battle is
running.
turning in our favour!
Getting run down in the process. Guard cavalry holding back. Now they shall pay for the inaction of not supporting their troops on the field.
Melee cavalry! We await your orders!
Ah!
Riders!
Plan was to
advance!
just see if we could just take the full run. Apparently not.
The men are running! Cowards! We are at your command.
Retreating levies caught there.
One of our units can no longer fire.
My lord!
Looks like someone broke down to the watchtowers. Watchful gaze. There you go, more breaking.
Melee cavalry!
The front now completely collapsing.
Cavalry!
Almost got the town square.
Die. Our men have regrouped.
There we go. A brutal battle. Partly again due to these slightly surprising appearance of 2,000 men behind my back.
Orders!
Can't say I really expected that. There we go, with that, the battle is over. It's a Pyrrhic victory, but you know, they are placeable. We have reserves. They have only, well, less than 400 left. So yeah, that was quite the battle.
At your command!
Knocking that down, repairing that, repairing that, repairing that. Good progress here. We got, oh right, that could be a bit more of a problem. Just a bit. Let's see, we'll do this. Hire them. Yeah, it should make up for some bits of it. Also place these with
Come join our
I'll
ranks.
see if it's not possible, might as well make an effort towards it. Splendid, splendid. So there we go, the offensive is now progressing. I mean, once we sort of hit the short victory and basically now sort of really hitting the slightly more changes, now we're fighting our opponents who might be just a bit more, you know, bigger, a bit more prepared, a bit more able to put up some resistance. Though, of course, at the same time, it seems like Charlemagne and the Franks aren't quite strong here. I mean, the southern sort of provinces are basically in the control here of, you know, the duchies, basically Provence and Gascony. Looks like the other one basically got hammered into non-existence. I'm guessing he might still be number one now. Yes, indeed. That's it, really. We got none of those other sort of bits there. We got the Eastern Roman there,
Do
Basilea
not
Romaean.
waste time on pleasantries and babble. Speak what you must and be done.
Don't suppose a bit of gold could persuade you? No. No. Clearly not. Oh well. Right then, Gascony. That's what I want. I still got those. Rubbish, I keep forgetting about them. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. Well, we can actually... Alright, I never seen that one either. It's sort of funny. I mean, there's a lot of sort of these, you know, companions, but it seems like the vast majority end up here with them and never sort of appear with any of the others. Very interesting, very interesting. It might be a bug, actually, of some sorts. Now then. Kingdom of Asturias, they're sailing about. Alright, that's slightly less expected. Charging up there, 640 versus 1600. I don't think I can hold that. See, now things are getting a bit more, you know, challenging. You're facing an enemy force, you know, a bit more composed this time around with actual troops and armies. They can sort of, you know, threaten us, give us a bit of a run for our money. Alright. Good thing I hired some mercenaries. They clearly shouldn't disband those ones for some other things there. Well, this is going to be painful, in particular since they got a massive... Whoa, it's just so many, like, boatmen. Christ. I don't think there's sort of much reason to sort of fight this out. I mean, had my army been in a slightly better condition, I might have tried it, but here, you know. So there, I just lost one of my bigger armies and one of my better equipped armies, and one of my better generals. That's a bit of a problem. Well, nothing to do but raise another one.
We fight for you, my lord.
So now I quickly have to fill out the ranks.
Our ranks.
At the same time, I suppose keep the pressure here. I'm guessing going to strike towards Argan, since that's more likely to draw in attention when we sort of fight those. Let's sort of go through here. Could also leave Bayonne a bit dreadfully exposed. There we go. In fact, there's an army, but it seems like there's an issue with food. Otherwise, yes, not too bad for us. Though I definitely have a lot of money. Now then, question is, I need to raise another army, but I haven't exactly left me with a lot of frontline military provinces for set purpose. Guess we'll sort of turn about here. It's about raising another army here until we get that upgraded. Clearly the challenge level, well, the state of my enemies here were a bit more than initially expected. So quickly have to raise more troops, which means I'll be getting a lot of Berber warriors quickly to the front there to challenge our feisty foe.
Ready for battle.
But I think we shall stop here, prepare for a series of larger battles next turn. I think that shall be ahead of us. I mean, we got several aggressive armies sort of operating here. The duchies, quite clearly more capable than the Taifas and more than willing to give us a chance. Actually forcing again, we lost an army and we're now actually forced to raise more troops sort of quickly to, you know, bulk up our force and be able to assert more pressure strategically, which also means my economy will soon quickly take quite a dip there. But I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had some fun. Of course, feel free to share, like and all that, and comment as well. I mean, comments are nice, means, you know, there's someone actually watching, so, you know, do feel free. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all in about 2 days again. This is Imperial. Thank you all and saying bye. Cheers.